Well, greetings again. This is Dr. Bill Wyatt with the American Orthodontic Society. And this is another case of dentistry or orthodontics being done on children. And this was the daughter of a surgeon there in Glenrose. Not in Glenrose, but it's in Hearst. And I was doing this for gratis, and it just went on and on and on. And this girl had a whole string of problems, and it took me a number of years to get this case finished. So you'll have to bear with me now. It is, and I was getting paid nothing to do it, so it made it rather irritating going in the hole and having to pay for this myself. So anyway, let's get moving on it, and we'll show what happens here. Here's the young lady, started out like that. I didn't really think it was that bad when we started, but these cases, as they developed, things just seem to develop in the wrong direction here. So let's get moving again. And here is the facial structure. She had breathing problems. You see, she's a mouth breather. She's in the cross bites. The lower teeth are wider than the upper teeth. That's another thing. And she was missing teeth. And so whenever you see somebody with the upper teeth inside the lower teeth like that, they almost have to be mouth breathers. And the tongue is expanding this lower arch here, and the upper arch is not being developed like it should. So they're usually a tongue thruster and a whole lot of string of other things wrong. She's missing several permanent teeth in the mouth too. And this thing's just uncovered more and more as we went along through this case. I'll have to show you some of them that happened as we developed it. And of course, she's in a bilateral crossbite here. She's chewing on the inside of the lower teeth instead of having these upper teeth come in and fit over this out here. She's in reverse of that. So we have to widen the arch, and we're going to have to deal with missing teeth. Now the upper arch is very narrow. See how it's going around like this? And we're going to have to widen it out as we do the case. And then we had to replace some of her teeth in the anterior part of the mouth. Now, so the lower arch is much wider out here. It's going way out here. The upper teeth kind of fit over like that. It's like a reverse. The tooth would be coming down, coming like this in here. And so it's reverse of where it should be, like that. Now here's the girl. She gets a little older, and she does everything she can to improve the looks and all this. The facial height is good, the profile good. A lot of things are good, but there's a lot of things went wrong with this case. She just did not develop several of the teeth. And then I think so on this side here, the cuspid came in, and you had a bicuspid over here and a cuspid over here, and you just can't hardly do that. So I had to move the cuspid over and move the bicuspid on the other side. I'll show you how we do that. And so this is what we did. We had to bring one way and the other way. One of them you hook onto it, the other one let it just float in there as you go over it. And so, and she's in the crossbite. Now we're widening this out, you see. These teeth are back in a kind of a class 3 form. Now you can hook up to cases like this and not realize what's going to happen as you go along. So here's a cuspid tooth, there's a bicuspid tooth, here's the other bicuspid, and I think a lateral's missing, and maybe we got something there. And we're going to have to pull this tooth over that tooth, and that's going to be a real job. It's interesting to watch it happen here now. Let's see. Here you can see this bicuspid is here, and we got to bring this cuspid over. Maybe that's where we're in the process of doing that now. The tongue stayed on the bottom arch. She's breathing through there. She's missing that tooth down here, and we had to. I tried to get the people to take us off of one side, but they took some off of both sides, and so I had to deal with a missing tooth with that developing. All right, the crossbite's corrected over on this side pretty much, except when you get up here at the front of the mouth. Now we we use bonded blocks in here to jump the bite over to get it on the other side. So we put that in, and it looked like that. And I opened the mouth, and I was coming along real good. She came in just crying, that looked so bad, and she hated that. And so I had to come in and grind this thing down and make it look like a couple of teeth up there, and to satisfy her appearance. It was coming over, and we were widening this out, you see, while we had the bite open like that. And so here, the cuspid is here, here's the bicuspid, and here's the bicuspid. So we're going to have to move this one in this direction right here, and we're bringing this one back in this fashion here. So this takes a little skill, and there's one tooth, you push one but let the other one float, and it'll push it way over here, and then you bring it back in after you get the tooth over on that side. Now, this was how we made the teeth look, made this acrylic look like a tooth. She came in, just really tearing her up, you know, that up in the front. I can imagine her kids at school talking to her about that. So we shaped that down a little bit and made it look like teeth, but actually it's a acrylic added these teeth to open the bite in here. And you have to work fast, get this over before these teeth come down and they get the crossbite. All right. We're going over here, and she's missing this tooth. It had nothing in there to fill it in, so we decided to keep this for a while. And so her regular dentist took the tooth down on both sides, so we could do that. All right, then we got the teeth over now, so we have jumped the whole bite like this, and this is taken several years to do that. Now this tooth, as we move the cuspid over, the root was sticking up here, and the root of this tooth is back in this area. It's kind of like cross swords, and you get it over there. We had to put a lot of tip in this to bring this root out, and bring this one into this place, and then have an artificial tooth put in where that lateral is missing. All right, we got that over. Pull this up here. We were closing this space right here, putting some lacing on it. This was a tough case to do. All right, this was a lateral coming in over here, and the cuspid on the other side, and that's a tooth that's malformed, and we'll have to come in and crown that Somebody will. I didn't do it, thank goodness. And now we got that. We got the cuspid over here, and you can't appreciate this till you look at the X-ray. All right, we'll show the X-ray coming. This is a little supernumerary tooth coming down. We'll have to use it as a permanent lateral. Here is the cuspid, the first and second bicuspid over here. Now on this side, the cuspid got in between the two teeth. And this one we want it to go over there, this one to go on that side. Like to fill that in. And then we're going to have to put something in here for a lateral. She had no teeth back behind here to use at this time anyway. And now she's missing a little bit down in the front. We got some supernumerary teeth coming there too. All right, we put a palatal separator in her mouth. We expanded the upper arch with that. And as we finished up getting the upper arch in there on the other side, and now we've got to bring this tooth over here, this up there, and you'll see it come across. And they look like that's a baby tooth right in here. And as this cuspid comes in, this is the bicuspid coming down there. It almost happened over here. We got to get this tooth in. All right, here she's missing this tooth. She had nothing back here, so we wanted to keep that. So we took the back off side like that and kept that baby tooth as long as we could for her. She's missing that tooth and missing about 5 or 6 permanent teeth. Is missing 3 over here, 1, I think this 2, 3 over here. There's 6 teeth she's missing. All right, that came on in, and this tooth is coming in real low, slow, and we're coming in fast over here. So we have to take this out, get this tooth to come up on time. Now, at this point, we're trying to get this cuspid to come across. Here we've got the cuspid coming in. Okay. The problems in this were just, seemed like every time they turn around, there's something else to do in here. All right, this cuspid's coming in, but we've got to deal with it and get it over. We don't have a follicular movement of that tooth. Now, we've got the cuspid down here and the bicuspid over here. We've got to cross those two over. So here at this point, we let nature come in and we move this tooth here and had nothing on it. Bring it out, this one out. We crossed them like that. And now we'll bring this tooth over and put a lot of tip and bring the root of the tooth up like that. Now see, we're in the process of doing that, making that root move like that. And here we finally got the cuspid over here, the bicuspid's back there. And we are finishing up the rest of the tooth. She's missing that one in front. Now this cuspid is over here good, the bicuspid's here. We'll line that up. Got this little malformed lateral here. We crowned that, I think, that we sent her in and somebody put a tooth in there. I put a false tooth on it. This is a false tooth right here. And we finished her that way and used this on a retainer right here. She get her own false crown put in there after she gets a little older. And we brought these teeth down and brought them across here so she doesn't see them. This is still that acrylic. We made it look like teeth. Now we just took a denture plastic tooth, put it in, bonded it just like everything else, put it there. Now the loud bottom arch now is pretty well done, except that will have to be done later, but I didn't have to do it, thank goodness. Somebody else can come in and put the bridge in there. Now we got these over now on this side, so we have widened this upper arch and get it fitting over the outside. Now there's so much to learn in this case. Now you can take difficult cases like this, and if you're going to charge them for something, you ought to charge something for each problem that there is there that you have to do. Don't just say, how much do you charge for orthodontics? That's ridiculously wrong. Say, we've got this problem, we charge for each problem that you do and how long you think it's going to take you to get it done. So in a case like this, if you were charging for it, it would be way on up there. And I was doing it for gratis for this guy. All right, we put the false tooth in here. These are the acrylic, and this tooth right here, we'll have to finish it up a little better. So when she got ready to finish them, I just took acrylic and put on this tooth here. We put a false tooth over here, and we made these look like full teeth that laps over on the bottom. And we made a retainer doing that. We kept that bite plate up there so that the guy, whoever comes back to do the bridge work here, they'll have that going for them. On the bottom, we kept that. Now this tooth right here is a malformed tooth. It's two, and so we got to match up over with that. So we ended up with a case looking about like this, and she was graduating from high school, and I was just now finishing this case up. It took me a long time to get everything done for her. And I had to cover that tooth with acrylic and made these like that, so she'd probably have to have a bridge from here to here, filling that in. Now the tongue was not shaped right. I didn't have to change the tongue, but we line these teeth up, and you'll have to hold it out there with something while the tongue kind of adapts to the size of the arch. And so here's the young lady. She's rather nice looking, and the teeth are fit like that. Now whoever married this young lady, I will guarantee you I never did see them, but her children are going to have some of these problems. It invariably does. And so there she's looking like that. So she made it through high school. She's got something that looks pretty good. And whoever married her, she's a beautiful woman, but she has going to have a problem with her teeth coming in. So we made her a retainer, and I remember one time she broke this tooth off, and she wouldn't leave the office till I fixed it. So I got the tooth fixed back, and then somebody would made her a bridge for it later on in her life. And there, I made this, I put a wire inside that tooth to keep it from breaking like that. And that was a retainer. I didn't have any problem with her wearing a retainer. She's missing that tooth, and she wore that retainer religiously. And the bottom arch is working out good. even this tooth is odd shaped. We get space over here. So look at this case, and if you're just starting into orthodontics, don't tackle a case like this. I don't think anybody that was an orthodontist wanted to, even the university-trained orthodontist wouldn't want to get onto this. So we did it for her. We used a palatal separator, we jumped the bite, and we had all sorts of things. So that's the end of it right here. And I'm going to go on to another video later. Thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join our group and then learn how to do the complicated stuff. That's the ones that are more difficult to do. They just take a lot of time. You don't know how long it will be. But if you're charging for a case like this, get every problem you know you can see it here, and make a certain price for that problem and add it up together. So I'll say goodbye and kiss this case finish.